I'm going to start this series off by prefacing that it isn't going to be the most realistic scenario. It was just an idea that was suggested to me, and I thought it was interesting. Anyway, for Chi-Chi to be in a position to become a goddess of destruction, there would have to be many changes to even get her to that point. We know Chi-Chi wanted to be a wife and have a family, but if she ever did, I think that would stop her from wanting to become a goddess. After all, it would make her outlive her entire family, and that'd basically be the exact opposite of her goal. Also, she likely wouldn't be Beerus' first choice to be his successor. We know he had a brief obsession with finding the Super Saiyan God, so his first choice might have been a Saiyan. For her to be chosen, none of the Saiyans could be in a position where they could be chosen. I know that Goku would never want to be a god of destruction, but if he was alive, I don't think Chi-Chi would choose to be one, since that would mean outliving her husband. This would also affect things with other Saiyans such as Broly, Paragus, and Tarbell. I'm getting ahead of myself, as things like that won't come into play until far down the road. I just wanted to mention these things ahead of time to give my thought process behind writing this series. This way it won't be a surprise when I make some choices for the story that I normally wouldn't make. Now, time to get into the story, as we begin in the Emperor Pilaf saga. The first change in this timeline would come after Master Roshi put out the fires on Mount Frypan. This time, Chi-Chi seeing Master Roshi using the Kamehameha to put out the fire at her home inspires her. After Goku mimics the Kamehameha and after Roshi offers to train him, this gives her an idea. She wanted to learn how to protect herself as well, so before he goes to leave, she'd approach him. Back then, Chi-Chi wasn't the brash girl she later became. Instead, she was more on the meek and timid side. So, her approaching him took a lot of courage on her part, and when she first speaks up, her voice likely comes out so quiet that Roshi couldn't hear her. When she realizes he didn't hear her, she repeats herself, but louder this time. Chi-Chi repeats her request for him to train her, as she would say that she wants to learn how to protect herself and her home, so that she wouldn't have to rely on others like they just did with Roshi. Her father might be a bit reluctant to let her go with Roshi, but I don't see him being one to say no to his daughter. Roshi might be reluctant to do so, but then Goku would butt in and say she could tag along with them. After all, he plans to go train with Roshi after his adventure for the Dragon Balls is over, so they could travel together. Chi-Chi would be excited by this prospect, and her being protected by Goku might put the Ox King's mind a little more at ease. He'd relent and allow her to go with Goku on his adventure. Roshi then tells Chi-Chi that if she can handle going on an adventure with Goku, he'll train her, though he also makes Goku promise to take care of her, and he'd enthusiastically agree to do so. Before he does leave, Oolong is still forced to disguise himself as Bulma to fulfill what Goku promised him. Regardless, after Roshi leaves, the others get ready to leave as well. Chi-Chi goes and packs some of her stuff for the trip, so that she can have it when she goes to train with Master Roshi. She then says bye to her father, as she, Goku, Oolong, and Bulma then leave together. They were on their way to search for the last Dragon Ball, and unbeknownst to them, Yamcha and Puar were following them. Regardless, after they arrive in Fungus Town, people still flee once they see Bulma in a rabbit outfit. While Bulma goes shopping for capsules, Chi-Chi goes with her, and Oolong goes to refuel the car, though they all are allowed to get what they wanted without having to pay for it, which confuses them. Eventually, when Bulma goes shopping for clothes, that's when they first hear about the rabbit mob from the shopkeeper. He soon chases them out since he thought Bulma was pretending to be part of the mob, so they return to the others. The rabbit mob soon approaches them and tries to hit on Bulma, so she tells Goku to beat them up. This time, Goku would use the power pole to defeat one of them while Chi-Chi defeats the other with her helmet. They still call for backup, so their boss, Monster Carrot, soon arrives. He turns Bulma into a carrot, and when both Goku and Chi-Chi try to attack him to save Bulma, he threatens to eat her if they get any closer. Since they couldn't get closer, the rabbit mob starts to beat them down. However, Yamcha has Puar turn into a bird and steal the carrot, while he comes in and beats up the rabbit mob. Without Monster Carrot having the carrot anymore, they force him to turn Bulma back to normal. Yamcha leaves after they are defeated and before Chi-Chi has a chance to recognize him. Goku then ties up the rabbit mob and takes him to the moon, where they are made to make mochi. They then leave Fungus Town and head through the Mushroom Forest, but their car is soon destroyed by Shu in his robot suit. He steals the Dragon Balls, so Goku and Chi-Chi chase after him on the Flying Nimbus, but all they find is the empty robot suit. After they return, they still realize they still have one Dragon Ball, Goku's, though they also don't have a car anymore, since Bulma's capsules were stolen as well. Yamcha comes in and offers to give them a ride, but this is when Chi-Chi recognizes him from earlier. She'd question why he left earlier after confessing his love, and she'd ask if he was shy about it. Before he can answer, It likely gets played off in a gag moment where she tries to let him down gently, since Goku promised to marry her. Anyway, they go to Emperor Pilaf's castle together, and they easily get trapped inside of it. Emperor Pilaf still tries to torture Bulma into telling him where the last Dragon Ball is by blowing a kiss, but it's to no avail. So, after sending her back, they knock out the heroes with the gas and then go retrieve the Dragon Ball. As usual, Shenron is summoned, but Goku also manages to blow a hole in the wall with the Kamehameha. This allows Oolong and Puar to transform into bats and escape, as they then fly towards Shenron. Before Emperor Pilaf can make his wish, Oolong runs in and wishes for a pair of panties. The Dragon Balls then scatter, and Emperor Pilaf has the heroes move to a metal room with a glass ceiling. Things didn't go the same with Goku eventually telling the story about Grandpa Gohan and how he told him not to look at the full moon because of the monster that comes out during it. The heroes realize that the monster was actually Goku, so Bulma tells him not to look there, which causes him to look where she pointed. He then transforms into a giant monkey, which would be a bit of a shock to Chi-Chi, since her crush can do this, though she might relax a bit after realizing that he isn't trying to attack the heroes at first. As usual, the Pilaf gang tries escaping in their plane. Yamcha helped the heroes run away, while Goku throws part of the castle at the Pilaf gang's plane, causing them to crash. However, Goku then turned his attention towards the heroes, so Yamcha ends up grabbing his tail when he gets the chance. Since this causes Goku to lose his power, and since he saw Chi-Chi use her helmet earlier to behead the dinosaur, he has her use her helmet to cut off his tail. She is a bit reluctant to do this at first, since it would be hurting her crush, but she eventually does so to protect the others. Goku quickly returns to normal, but since he was now naked, the embarrassed Chi-Chi looked away. They cover him up with a cloth and he sleeps until the next morning. Once he is awake, Oolong gives him his pants to put on. After putting them on, he realizes he lost his balance, and this is when he is told that he lost his tail. Though he quickly gets over it, much to the disbelief of the others. He then asks about his power pole, and after being told that it's likely in the rubble, he and Chi-Chi run off to look for it. While they are looking for it, both Yamcha and Bulma talk about never being able to get their wishes. Though after they heard what each other's wishes were, they decided to become a couple. After Goku and Chi-Chi found his power pole, they return, and Bulma offers them to come to the city with her and Yamcha. She and Goku both turn this down, as they're going to train with Master Roshi. Bulma then offers Oolong to come with them, and he agrees since he has nowhere else to go. Goku then suggests to Bulma that they hunt for the Dragon Balls next year, but she turns this down since she doesn't need them anymore. When he questions how he'd be able to find them without her, she gives him the Dragon Radar. After telling him how to use it, they all say their goodbyes, as Yamcha, Oolong, and Bulma get into her plane, while Goku and Chi-Chi get onto the Flying Nimbus. Before making their way towards Master Roshi's, they go to Goku's house. This way, they can rest up and Goku can pack some of his things for his stay at Master Roshi's. After they are well rested and after he is packed, they get onto the Flying Nimbus and take off towards Master Roshi's house to begin their next adventure.